welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's our visitors and our home team. On the visiting sideline, their head coach. He's got his guys playing well here in September, 3-0 to start the season. His counterpart on the other side, the coach of the home team. His team looking for a spark, hoping their fans will give it to them here at home as we are set to go.
Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, we welcome you. The punter, Bradley Pinion, gets this started. And off we go from the Windy City. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. Here's the Chicago offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
Really solid all-around performance last week, Mike, and I think the biggest factor that led to the win is his ability to continue to protect the football. He executed the offense, ran it exactly how they designed all week in practice. Now, it might not have been earth-shattering performance statistically. They got the win. If he can continue to play that style of ball, it's going to be a tough group to match up with.
Let's go now. Panther 60, Panther 60.
Now, faking the give. Forced to his right. Oh, intercepted on the second play of the game. It's the linebacker, Zayvon Collins.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. They're led out by the man from a school that's given us a lot of good quarterbacks. Out of BYU, their rookie quarterback.
Nothing real fancy when you look back on last week's game, Mike. I mean, he had the 2 touchdown passes, of course, the 1 interception he'd love to have back. But for the most part, I thought he was really efficient. I thought he did a nice job operating the system. And there's actually some more plays that he left out there. So I think he can build off a lot of that and try to improve in this one today. Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Good coverage there in the end zone, and is incomplete. Terrific work has separated the man from the football, and it'll bring up 3rd down. From the gun, it's Young. That's caught by Miller. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. Here's a first carry for their running back. And they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field. There's a handoff out of the gun. Not much there. Maybe a yard.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Escaping to his left. He keeps it himself. And he'll be taken down, but we have a chance for the first points of this game as they've set up 1st and goal. They'll put the tight end Miller in motion. They'll try to run this one in. This defense backed up, but they bring the fire there. Stop him before he can get past the 3-yard line.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Ball a little closer now. It is 2nd and goal. Now Young. Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw when the pass is incomplete. Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field. Now it's 3rd and goal. And the rush gets home. He looks down. They got him. Carl Granderson in to drop him on 3rd and goal. And that will send the field goal unit out.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
So Chase McLaughlin will come in, and they'll try a field goal. This, about as short as you can get. McLaughlin's kick is good. And the Dreadnoughts are out to an early 3-0 lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown. Like you find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. Davis now to return it. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Dragons offense ready to possess the football for the 2nd time. They had the interception on that opening drive. It only led to a field goal, so 3-0 as the offense comes back out 1st and 10. And he just does kick that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. It's a give up the middle to Robinson. Robinson hit. He's lost the ball. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 6. Out of the shotgun. Young. Trying the right side. Taken in by Collins. Now they are in business. Inside the 15-yard line. 17 yards on that play. And that will be a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here's a 3rd down and 4. To throw is Young. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Dreadnoughts, on the strength of 2 field goals, take a 6-0 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Ooh. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Dragons offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And that play going nowhere. The defense all over that one. They'll bring him down for a big loss.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
Just can't seem to get anything going on every ensuing snap. They just continue to go backwards and backwards and backwards. They've got to find a way on 1st and 2nd down to stay ahead of the chains so 3rd down is not so daunting.
He's going to look for the home run ball, and that is incomplete.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that 1st down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up 4th down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
But Dreadnought's offense ready to get back at it. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground, and he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. 13 yards to start that drive, and a quick 1st down.
A gain of 13 yards. Now Melbourne on 1st down.
Young to throw on 1st and 10. And he's not able to get away. He does manage to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and that'll set up 2nd down.
A loss of a yard. It's 2nd down.
Handoff here, up the middle. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Young. This one just too far for the receiver, out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. Nico Collins was the intended receiver there. And that's going to lead to a 4th down. So that'll bring up 4th down, and here comes the veteran Bradley Pinion to punt it away. And he couldn't get that one to check up. It'll keep bouncing into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Dragons offense about ready to take over once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10.
Let's go now. 72.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Forced out wide. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the fight. And it's 2nd down. They run over center with Robinson. He'll get this ahead for about 3. With Deshaun Elliott on the tackle. Got to get it to the 30.
It's a gain of 4.
Here comes
Brings
3rd down.
3rd and 6.
They'll look to throw. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes.
Impressive play by the defensive end here, Mike. It's his technique. They put him in position to not only make the play, but it's that closing speed that's allowed him to finish it off.
This returnable with Reed. And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line. The Dreadnought's offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. Trying to start on the ground, and he'll be brought down to 45. Hayden Ellis in on that stop. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Young. That's taken in by Jennings. And to be taken down with the first down as time will run out on this opening quarter. So after one, 6-0 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. First and 10. From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it.
Great job here by this linebacker, Mike. There was no reading and reacting. From the snap, he was attacking. Meets the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Throwing on second down, Young. And they're going to get to him and take him down. Taking back to the other side of midfield.
Having a dominant pass rush so often translates to wins. Well, that's hardly been the case here, Mike, and they're able to add another sack to their total before half, and that's great. But somehow they still find themselves trailing, and that's the only thing that matters.
Going for it all. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. Third down stop sets up fourth down. Here's Bradley Pinion now. He's on for the second time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. He did not want to go down there. Carrying tacklers, it's a gain of 9.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
They'll go again with Robinson. And he's going to fight forward. Didn't get a whole lot. It's going to be enough to move the chains. Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up first and 10. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. On the run to the right. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. 11 yards on the pass there. First down, Chicago. He'll look to throw. He'll get this complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he's close to another first down. He's brought down just shy of the marker. From just across the midfield stripe, here's second and a yard. They'll run it here with Robinson. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. They'll come up here, first and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. And he lost the football. And fortunately, their center able to rein it in, and they'll retain possession.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
It is third and long.
That's a gain of 3. Brings up third and 12.
Back to throw. He finds Jeudy on that one. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's fourth down.
It's fourth down.
Go! 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
They'll go. It's Robinson.
Little test the wills up front, huh, Mike? I mean, who wanted this one more? Who would get off the line quicker? Who would drive the other side backwards? Pretty impressive that not only are they the ones that won the battle, the defense knew what was coming and still couldn't stop it.
On first down, right back to Robinson. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Second and 10.
We'll try again. It's second and 10.
Set up. Cougar 19.
He'll drop to throw. Moving to his right. Taking off. And a nice gain there. He's out of bounds, and that will bring up third down.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up third and 3.
Ready. 60 Bison.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That's over the middle and take it in. He's got it. And he's going to have the first down. They convert on third, and it sets up a first and goal.
Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Moving outside the pocket. This is hot toward the side of the end zone. Christian Watson, touchdown Chicago. That is second TD catch of the season.
That was just too easy, Mike. It's just straight man coverage. Great route by the receiver on the slant. You just can't give up an inside release deep in your own end zone. Because as you just saw, it's pitch and catch.
Now Jake Moody for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Dragons move out in front by a point. It's 7-6. So, following that touchdown, Moody is back out to kick it off. Here's Williams on the return. Oh, nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. But Dreadnought's offense getting their final instruction. We're heading back onto the field. So we've seen from the start of the season the change in the kickoff rule, the ball coming out to the 35 instead of the 30. Greg, as you talk to folks around the league, there's been a little bit of a change philosophically in how to approach even when you kick a field goal in the NFL.
Yeah, and I think so much of the initial conversation is how does the kickoff team handle it? Do you pooch it? Do you kick it out the back of the end zone? And I think there's going to be a wide array of approach. But maybe the part that doesn't get talked about enough, Mike, is how the new kickoff rule actually changes how you play the game offensively. So think if you have the ball inside the 5-yard line, it's 4th and goal from the 3. In the old days, right, the days that we all remember were a touchback following a score, in this case a field goal try, you would kick the ball out of the back of the end zone, hopefully, and it would be a touchback, and you would lose 17 yards. Instead of a failed 4th down from the 3, your opponent getting the ball at the 3-yard line, they would now get it 17 yards deeper at the 20, and you would get 3 points as a result. Now, all of a sudden, if you do settle for that field goal, the chances of my opponent now possessing the ball following the kickoff outside of the 30, I lose significant field position. So the idea is I'm going to go for more touchdowns inside the 5. I'm going to go for more 4th and goal situations because even if I fail, I would much rather defend my opponent when they're inside their own 5-yard line than outside of their own 30-yard line because the difference in 3 points over the course is not worth the field position.
And the play callers in the NFL are a lot like the people who play the video games. Let's go for it on 4th down. We're seeing it more, and it adds to the excitement of the NFL in 2025.
First and 10 at the 26.
On 1st and 10, here's Young. That's right side and brought in by Williams. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
At the 17-yard line.
Now Young. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force third down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch from contact.
He's going to have it at the 12-yard line, enough to get the first down and keep it going. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Here's Young to throw. That's to the end zone where it's incomplete. What a job in coverage, muscling that one free. It'll be 2nd down now.
All right, so the ball falls incomplete, but I think what it does now, Mike, is it allows you to stop the clock, get in the huddle, take a deep breath, and now your play caller has to give you.
And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. 3rd and long. Here's Young. Exiting the pocket right. And he will have a first down, but I don't think that's going to stay. They're already heading backwards.
Still 3rd down.
The task now, a really tough one. 3rd and very long. A ball deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there. What a methodical drive to close this half out. I mean, let's not forget, Mike, they get the ball after the break as well, so they get back-to-back. They call it doubling up possessions. Last one of the first half, first one of the second half. It's a great opportunity to put some distance between you and the opponent.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
Let's go now. 60 Eagle, 60 Eagle.
And they'll let Dutch run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. Halftime coming up. We'll get you down to Scott Hansen and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this tight one as we hit the second half. This is still anyone's ball game at this point. The difference is just 2 as we begin quarter number 3. This will be returned from the 6. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Dreadnoughts offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. The lead is 2. They're going to try to make something happen here, starting with a 1st and 10. This is intercepted. And he's going to give his guys a short field to work with and a chance to take the lead.
Take over 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
So you find yourself with a lead here in the second half, and up until this point, I think he's done a pretty good job being a contributor to that, but you don't want to give the defense a chance to spark the comeback. You're trying to put him away late, protect the ball, safe throws. Don't be afraid to get to your check down.
And he will score! Bijan Robinson, touchdown Dragon. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the year.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike, and you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched. And an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Now a timeout for injury. So, following that touchdown, Moody is back out to kick it off. Safe kick taken at the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. But Dreadnought's offense make their way out to take over once more. The deficit is 5, so they'll try to put a drive together here. They'll begin it with 1st and 10. Now a give up the middle. And a up and down just shy of the 40. 12 yards on the game, and that's good for a quick 1st down. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. And it's a gain of 20 on the heels of another big play to begin this drive. Right back to him on 1st down. This time they're ready for him. Room to run the last snap. Not this one. They stop him for no gain. 2nd and 10. To throw is Young. Short pass taken in by the tight end. He's going to be taken down at about the 30. 11 yards on the connection there. That's enough for a 1st down.
And a Melbourne 1st down.
Up the middle they go. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. From the 25, here's 2nd down and 6. From the gun, it's Young. I had a defender draped all over, incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down. Throwing is Young. That's caught by Miller. That's the 2nd time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. We'll try the right side this time. And they'll be stopped up at about the 11. Only a yard there.
In order to be successful as a run-heavy offense, Mike, it's so important that you remain really efficient on 1st and 2nd down. The last thing you want is to be in 3rd and pass.
The back of the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Melbourne. It's his 3rd touchdown on the year. It felt like they needed a touchdown. Greg, in the worst way, after getting those early field goals to find the end zone. Big boost for this offense.
And it felt like they really needed it, as you said, Mike, to come away with 3 previous drives ending in field goals and not being able to cross it over the goal line for 6. It starts to wear on you as an offense. You start having a little doubt, saying, hey, can we finish any?
And, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed. So replay is going to take a look at this one and make sure it is good for 6. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over. Remember, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear, incontrovertible visual evidence to the contrary. In other words, it's got to be the truth. So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. That's going to be incomplete. That would have been a tough grab. The collision jarred it loose. The try for 2 is unsuccessful. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return, here comes Davis. And he's brought down right to the 35-yard line. The Dragons offense and running back Bijan Robinson headed back onto the field. The deficit is 1 as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. That is incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient. And at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
3rd down and 9. The shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
This is something we see so often out of these young quarterbacks, Mike, is their inability to manipulate the defense. They kind of telegraph where they're going to go with their ball, with their eyes. And I'd love to see him the next time when he gets to the top of his drop. Look off the safety. Hold some of the underneath defenders from where you ultimately know you want to go with the ball. A lot of that just comes with experience, and sometimes you're going to gain that experience the hard way.
From the 35, here's 2nd down and 7. Off the play fake. Here's Young. And that's going to be incomplete, but a flag down in the backfield. That's the area we usually see holding.
Still 2nd down.
On 2nd down, Young. A gain there of 20, and that will be a 1st down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
On 1st down is Young. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They'll run it on the inside handoff. And he'll take this down to the 2-yard line, but they are in business. 1st and goal coming up.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
They'll try to run this one in. He'll get this forward. No signal. They're going to mark him down at the 1.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
A little closer. Here's 2nd and goal. Go with their fullback trying to get it. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Dreadnoughts. They're out there to block most of the time, but Greg, great reward for the fullback to carry it in for the touchdown.
Not every team in the league even carries a fullback, but man, if you have one on your roster, Mike, not many better places to use him than down here on the goal line.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Dreadnoughts are going to open up the lead to 8. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. Davis now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. The deficit is 8 as this drive begins with 1st and 10.
Let's go. Viking 18.
And here's Bijan. And he will not be able to turn upfield. They'll drop him behind the line.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, There was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Out of the gun, he'll throw to the left side in the hands of Watson. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
Christian Watson. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
On the handoff, it's Robinson. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second down.
41. A gain of 2. Brings up second and 8.
Here we go, shake. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
They'll look to throw. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down.
Here we go, here we go. Go.
He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but good enough to keep this drive going. It's a first down.
39-yard line.
Ready? Cowboy it.
It's a give up the middle to Robinson. And a strong first down run. Pick up a 9. Setting up second and short.
And he just continues to chew off more and more yardage with every single carry. And you can see here with the numbers, Mike, for as strong as he was in the first half, it almost looks like he's gotten even stronger now here in the second.
Going left side down the field, and it's complete. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down. Throwing now from the gun. Fires quickly. It is complete on the slant. And he's out of bounds here. It's a big pickup at the end here of the third quarter of play. So they're down 8 here in the final quarter. A touchdown, a must, as they come out for first and goal. They'll run the sneak, and he's able to get the ball across the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, Chicago. 2 touchdowns for him now in the afternoon. Greg, how often do we say it's a one-possession game, but that's a 2-part story? Part 1 taken care of right there with the touchdown.
All right, Mike, so they go down and they get the all-important touchdown. But only half the time is this truly a one-score game. They need this 2-point conversion here to tie it up.
The offense will line up for a 2-point conversion.
They'll run with Robinson. And he will get into the end zone for 2. And this game is tied.
Not a real complicated breakdown needed here, Mike. In short yardage situations like that, if you have confidence in both your back and your offensive line, sometimes it's the simplest plays that have the best results.
On the return, it's Williams. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Dreadnoughts offense ready to take over once again. This game all even now following that touchdown a moment ago, and they'll look to retake the lead on this drive. It starts with first down. And he's able to fight through 1 tackle here and pick up about 3. Second down coming up.
A gain of 4. It's now second and 6.
Out of the shotgun, Young to the left side into the hands of Collins. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
A gain of 9 yards. That's good.
Let's go.
Melbourne. First down.
Handoff here, up the middle. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
This is a great example of why it's so important on defense to sprint to the ball. His ability to make people miss is hard for one guy to get him on the ground. But when you can get everybody to the ball, eventually you can take him down. And in this case, they do it for a loss.
Oh, he's going to be followed up and taken down. They got him. Hayden Ellis in there to bring him down. And that's his first sack of the year.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him.
This defense hitting their ears back, coming to get him again.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
And how about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. The Dragons offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. We're all even, 4th quarter, so every drive so important at this stage. And they'll start with 1st and 10. Inside the 30. And he will score. Bijan Robinson, touchdown Dragons. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. He's doubled the season output. He now has 4. Greg, every touchdown counts the same, but the ones you get in the 4th quarter, they are the ones that feel a little more important.
Yeah, now that pressure shifts to your defense, your offense was able to go out and get the lead here late. Does your defense have enough left in them to get one more stop?
Makes the score Dragons 29. Redmonds 22.
So the lead is 7 now. Here in this 4th quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. Williams now to return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Dreadnoughts offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Start on the ground.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short game.
That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him, and will bring up 3rd down. Here's Young. Trying the right side, taken in by Collins. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Working from the shotgun, he'll hand this one off. And not much there. Good defense, held to no gain. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10.
At the 42-yard line.
On play action. Young hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down. Now Young. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. Carl Granderson. He gets in yet again. That's now 3 sacks for him in this one.
Mike, this isn't real complicated. You're just not going to win a lot of NFL games when you continue to give up sacks at the rate that they are. I mean, this is just a complete disaster for this offensive line, and if they don't get it fixed, this game could be a runaway.
The Dreadnoughts set to kick this one away. Be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. Davis to return it. And some nifty running on the return. Picked up some good yardage before he was taken down. The Dragons offense and running back Bijan Robinson headed back onto the field. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. Not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Now they'll set up to throw. They'll try to hit him with a screen. He's taken down just shy of midfield. Great timing to call the screen. It's a gain of 17 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They'll run with Robinson. That's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7.
And all you can do at this point, Mike, is just really marvel at how well he's been able to run the ball. And throughout the course of the game, they've certainly not been shy in giving it to him. And I think he's held up his side of the bargain.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down and 3. On the carry, it's Williams. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough. Move James. 1st down.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense. And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense. And that's exactly what they've been able to do.
Williams, 1st down, and he's not done. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Touchdown, Chicago. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Is Moody to add the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Dragons will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. So, following that touchdown, Moody is back out to kick it off. Here's Williams on the return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Dreadnoughts offense back onto the field. For their next possession, they'll begin with 1st and 10. To throw, Young. That's over the middle. It's incomplete.
I'm not so sure he would have picked up the 1st down had they connected either way, but still, disappointing outcome to not at least get a handful of positive yards on that last one.
He'll let this one go long for Williams. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. 32 yards.
It's a gain of 32. 1st down, Dreadnoughts.
On 1st and 10, here's Young. Moving to his left. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And it'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
That's it.
Young to throw on 1st down. He'll let this go towards the end zone. Dragons will take over at their own 14-yard line. Start on the ground with Robinson. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down. Now this defense will use the first of their timeouts. And they'll get together prior to the second down play. Here's a handoff to Williams. And that one shut down pretty quickly. They'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. Now a second timeout called by the defense. Talk things over before third down.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
They'll try to run for it with Robinson. A pickup of 14 on that one. First down, Chicago.
It's a gain of 14.
Now this defense will use a third and final timeout. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down.
Cougar 19.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Second and 11.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
So the fans gonna head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. And it is their third consecutive victory. They continue to play great football here in this latest stretch. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.